Right, let's see what's on the news this morning. Hi everybody, welcome back to A Brit in Germany. Yes, the big news has happened, the Brexit is happening. I was very shocked at the result. It's not the result that I wanted. What's gonna happen to me? A lot of you in the comments have asked me to make a video about the Brexit and give you my opinion and explain what could happen to people like me living in EU countries. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Fortunately, I have prepared myself for this day. An emergency Brexit box. Finally, the protocol is activated and I have to open it. Let's open it together. There's no ice cream in here, by the way. So the first thing that every expat needs in their life, a photograph of the Queen, Her Majesty. Then I've got a packet of tissues, because very sad times, the tears will roll. A box of British biscuits, which is always a good thing. Tea bag to go with the biscuits. There's a tin of baked beans, British style. Can you actually get Italian style baked beans or German style? Don't know. Then I've got my emergency phrase card, the emergency protocol envelope, a visa application form, and a compass to find my way back to Great Britain, should the time come. Yes, so that's my emergency box. What a coincidence, the quiz question for this week is in the box. Huh? The question this week is, how many state capitals are there in Germany? A state capital is a Landeshauptstadt. Is it A, 10? Is it B, 14? Or is it C, 16? The answer is coming at the end of the video, so stay tuned. Now, back to the Brexit. I've done some research about what's going to happen to me here in Germany. The direct answer to that question is we don't know yet. The Brexit has just happened and it's going to take about 2 years for the UK to formally leave the EU. So nobody knows exactly what's going to happen to all of the British people living in EU countries. There are about 1.3 million of us and about 100,000 in Germany. Perhaps in those 2 years the UK will come to an agreement with the European Union. But let's say the worst case is that they don't. What's going to happen to me? And now comes a politics lesson. The principle of EU law is that every British person in the European Union has the right to have a job, have property, to study, choose where they want to live, pay the same taxes as other EU citizens, and even vote in local elections. However, in Germany, you're not allowed to vote in local elections. Depending on the agreement, most or all of those rights could disappear. It is really scary to think of all the things that I could lose and what other people could lose. But there is good news, guys, there's good news. British people living in the EU have rights because of the Vienna Convention from 1969. The Vienna Convention states that people keep the rights they exercised under a treaty even if that treaty is later terminated. That means that British people living in the EU can keep their rights, but unfortunately it doesn't apply to people who move to the EU after the Brexit. The rights are quite basic though. They only apply to property and the right to live here. It doesn't apply to benefits or healthcare. So even the Vienna Convention is limited for expats. A thing I'm really sad about is that people who have lived outside of Great Britain for more than 15 years weren't eligible to vote, which I find so stupid because if they had voted, the result would be extremely different, I think. I think that we would have stayed if those people were allowed to vote. Oh, so annoying. There's going to be changes in 5 main areas. The first one is jobs. British people would lose the right to work freely in the European Union. They'd have to apply for a work visa. There's also the chance that if you want to work here, you have to apply for a blue card. The EU blue card is a work and residence permit for non-EU citizens. For me, if I had to get a visa, I would have to get a work visa. Interesting fact. Citizens from Liechtenstein, Iceland, Norway and Switzerland don't have to have a work visa to work in Germany. Now I'm thinking that the UK could possibly also join this group. The next area that would be affected is property. I'm not sure if Germany would require special permission if you wanted to buy here. That could change. Also, you might have to pay higher tax, but this is all speculation, we don't know for sure yet. The next area of change would be education. At the moment, you're free to travel in the EU and study. And these students pay the same fees as local students. However, if we left the EU, which we are, it could be that we have to pay more to study in Germany. The other thing with education is that you'll have to get a student visa. This will take a lot more time and effort and also cost a bit of money. So it's not going to be as easy as it was before to study in EU countries. The next area of change is healthcare. At the moment we have access to a European health card, but unfortunately that will probably disappear. The health card gives us immediate access to healthcare in European Union countries. At the moment I have a job and I'm paying into health insurance, so I should be covered. But for those who don't have jobs, it's going to be difficult for them. It will take more paperwork and more hassle to get the healthcare you need. The next area of change is pensions. There are a lot of pensioners living in the European Union at the moment, most particularly in Spain. The big question is what's going to happen to their pensions. For example, here in Germany, EU citizens can count years worked elsewhere to meet the minimum requirements for a pension. But that's all going to change, so it's quite scary times for pensioners, I think. Other areas of change for me would be, for example, when my mum sends me a Christmas package. Unfortunately, I'd probably have to pay customs on that package because we're not in the EU anymore. Also, when I fly to England and back to Germany, I'm gonna have to walk through the non-EU customs declaration gate. Also, my other half, he's gonna have to get a Reisepass, a passport, or a visa to come to England with me. Those are a few minor changes that would affect me. Could the Brexit see people getting deported from EU countries? Me personally, I think no, because of the Vienna Convention. People have rights if they've lived in a country. They can't just be kicked out for no reason. There has to be a very good reason for them to be deported. It's not so that as soon as Britain leave the EU, you're going to have a policeman knocking at the door saying, right, you've got 2 hours to pack your stuff and then we gotta go. That's not gonna happen, so try not to worry. Another major concern of mine is about finance. At the moment, any British pounds I have dropped in value against the euro. Of course, on the other side, it means that when I visit England, my euros are a lot more worth. But it does worry me about the British pound. Please get stable. That's worrying me, I have to be honest. The other thing worrying me about the Brexit is that Scotland could leave us, and I find that very sad. Please don't leave us, otherwise this beautiful Union Jack flag would have to change, and that would break my heart. Scotland is a part of our culture and heritage. I think we're better together, so that's just my opinion on Scotland. Don't change! Becoming German. That's another way out for many expats. There are a few ways you can do this. The first one is marrying a German. If you marry a German person, you only need to demonstrate that you've been in the country for 3 years, and then you can stay. However, it feels wrong to just marry to stay here. It feels wrong. You can get German citizenship if you've lived here for more than 8 years, or if you can demonstrate special achievements like you've learnt German fluently, or you've contributed to the system, then you can also apply for German citizenship. However, I won't be doing that. Can't see. I think there's no urgent rush to apply for a citizenship or to get married. I just want to live my life and see how it develops. So I'm not going to make any rash decisions. I'm going to let things progress naturally. I am going to be patient and make up my mind when the time comes. That's what I'm going to do. By the way, I find European Union very hard to say. I hope I've given you an insight into my opinion and what it could mean for us expats. I'm just going to end with the quiz question. The answer is 14. There are 14 state capitals, yes. Although there are 16 Bundesländer, there's only 14 state capitals. Berlin and Hamburg have no state capital because they are special city states. Bremen is a 2-city state because it consists of Bremen and Bremerhaven. I feel very smart right now. I hope this video helps you a bit with what the effects of the Brexit could be. If you have questions about the Brexit, please let me know in the comments and I can do another video with a Q&A. if you want that. What are your thoughts? Do you have any worries? I think now I'm gonna tuck into some baked beans to calm my nerves. Thank you very much for watching, and please join me again next week for another Britain Germany video. Until then, Max gut and alles Gute. Tschüss! Oh! I have prepared myself. What? Then I've got my a visa. Is the answer A, 9, B, yes, or C, maybe? The Vienna Convention states that people who have lived in... I pay my taxes, guys, come on, I'm staying. I'm not scared or worried about being evicted from Germany because I pay my taxes, I haven't been arrested, I'm a good citizen. What's gonna happen to their pensions? No healthcare, yeah. What did I say? I'm so serious face. To all of the expats in European Union countries, blah, blah, blah. Will the rights of permanent residents of the EU land? No!